From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, the Bangor Historical Society is hosting a special fundraiser, If Portraits Could Talk. Stick around to find out.
Plus, a search continues in Ogunquit for a missing dog after a crash on the turnpike left a litter of beagles in distress.
And Brownville names 3 of its bridges in honor of citizens who lost their lives fighting for our country. This and more right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us this morning. If you're awake yet, today was a tough day to get up. It is absolutely, I would say frigid, but it's the perfect temperature.
I know, we're still acclimating. We're
yes,
getting there.
I know. I wore 2 sweatshirts to work today. It was great. I actually didn't want to get out of the car. It was
cozy.
I know. It's a cozy morning.
No more iced coffee.
No more iced coffee.
It's
I know.
warm coffee.
Turn over to hot coffee. Don't mind that temperature. That is false. I think it's like low 50s or something. So we'll bring in Devin Biggs. Let's get a first check of our forecast and see if those temperatures are going to warm up again.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomaston Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, so things are pretty quiet out there, at least in the radar department, though things are looking pretty decent out there this morning. However, the wind's going to be the biggest issue out there today with some gusty winds reaching up to about 30 miles per hour in a few spots, so otherwise, we're looking pretty decent out there. Nothing ridiculous going on across the region as high pressure will be moving in and keeping us nice. But we do have chances for rain now beyond the way soon. We have an area of low pressure moving away from us now, so maybe a few clouds, but the big story today will be the wind. But high pressure will begin to move in soon and ease things up. It'll be a gusty northwest wind today with some sustained winds up to about 20 miles per hour at times, but gradually backing off a little bit later on tonight, but still a little breezy again as we head towards tomorrow as well. So your forecast for today, middle 60s, partly cloudy and windy, with that northwest wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour. Later on tonight, middle 40s, mostly clear and breezy, northwest wind gusting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, maybe a few clouds, but otherwise a lot of sunshine with temperatures in the 60s and some gusty winds. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. A man is facing multiple charges after he allegedly pointed a gun at someone in West Forks. Somerset County Sheriff's deputies were sent to Barry's General Store in West Forks for a disturbance around 1:30 Wednesday morning. Chief Deputy Michael Mitchell says Brandon and Jillian Barry told police they woke up to the sound of their vehicle running. They discovered 28-year-old Edward Baker inside their vehicle, and he had allegedly fired a gun through the windshield. Baker also allegedly pointed the gun at Brandon Barry. Deputy Mitchell says the Barrys and a neighbor were able to subdue Baker and secure the gun until law enforcement could arrive. Baker is facing a variety of charges, including criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon and burglary. His bail is set at $25,000 cash.
4 people, including a mother and son, have been arrested on drug trafficking charges in East Machias. Deputies from the Washington County Sheriff's Office and agents from the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency arrested 61-year-old Tammy Davis and her 39-year-old son, Nicholas Ames, both of East Machias. 33-year-old Jermaine Henry and 27-year-old Rashawn Howard, both of Bronx, New York, were also arrested. MDAA Commander Peter Arno says during the search of a Jacksonville Road home in East Machias, authorities seized suspected fentanyl, 78 grams of suspected crack cocaine, and almost $2,500 in suspected drug proceeds. All 4 were taken to the Washington County Jail. Bail for Henry and Howard is set at $50,000 cash. Bail for Davis and Ames will be set by the court.
A chaotic scene outside the Natural Living Center grocery store in Bangor yesterday after a car hit the front of the building. The call came in just before 10 o'clock, reporting a car crashed into the building on Longview Drive. As you can see, the car didn't actually breach the building, but did cause some damage to the exterior. Bangor Fire and Police were on the scene immediately to assess the damage.
The driver's not injured. It feels like they mixed up the gas and the brake pedal and just into the building. We have the code enforcement from the City of Bangor coming over just to take a look. It doesn't appear that anything's structural.
Lieutenant Bean said as long as the code enforcement officer gives employees the okay, the business should be able to remain open.
Right now, the search continues in Algonquin for a missing dog who escaped after a crash on the turnpike. The Algonquin Fire Department says a passenger and 10 beagles were ejected from a pickup truck after the driver fell asleep and crashed on I-95 Wednesday. The passenger is hospitalized but expected to survive. One dog died at the scene. 8 of the other beagles have been found, some as far as Wells and Algonquin Beach. And they're mostly doing well, but right now, one dog named Whiskey is still missing. You're asked to keep an eye out, especially between Berwick Road and Captain Thomas Road, because they say that is where Whiskey is most likely to be. If you see Whiskey, please call the authorities.
A Maine National Guard soldier accused of raping a fellow soldier during a drill weekend has been convicted of aggravated assault. David Sear is serving 90 days in jail after pleading no contest in exchange for prosecutors dropping 2 charges of gross sexual assault last month. The charges against Sear stemmed from a 2019 incident in which he was accused of assaulting a woman after drills in Washington County. The plea deal means Sear does not have to register as a sexual offender. His attorney said Sear maintains his innocence.
It's no secret Maine is experiencing a housing crisis. It was the center of discussion in Augusta. Devin Dagnall has the details.
Wednesday, the USDA and leaders from all over the state met in Augusta for a roundtable discussion on how to address Maine's affordable housing crisis. Joaquin El Toro, administrator for the USDA Rural Housing Service, says it is a bipartisan issue that needs action immediately.
That when it comes to the conversation of housing, the challenges and the opportunities do not sit on just one person's shoulders. We have to understand that it truly takes a village.
According to Rhiannon Hampson, Maine State Director of USDA's Rural Development, one tool to combat the crisis is loans that have been made available through the USDA from President Biden's Build Back Better program. Through Section 502 loans, the USDA is helping Maine families either build or move into homes they wouldn't be able to otherwise with 0% down. Dan Churchill, a resident of Bridgeton, Maine, is a single father of twins who has been able to build and move into a brand new home with the help of the USDA. Churchill says that becoming a homeowner has not only helped him feel more secure, but it has also helped his 2 sons grow.
Yeah, it's amazing. And watching them, they thrive. And so just being at the house, playing around the yard, it's off a main, it's not on a main road anymore, so I don't have to worry about the traffic. It's everything that I wanted for them. And so that, to me, was worth all the headaches I went through the whole entire process.
Churchill is just one of many success stories from the USDA loan program. According to El Toro, the USDA plans on expanding its loan program and other programs like it in the near future to help Mainers through the worsening housing crisis. Those gathered say there is a lot more work to do to solve Maine's housing crisis. For more information about the loans, visit rd.usda.gov. In Augusta, I'm Devin Dagnall for ABC7 and Fox 22.
Nearly $2.5 million is coming to Maine to strengthen its forest economy. The investment from the U.S. Forest Service's Wood Innovations Grant and Community Wood Grant programs will help 4 businesses across the state, most of them in our region. The funding was requested by Senators Susan Collins and Angus King earlier this year. In a joint statement, they said, quote, "The future of Maine's forest products industry is bright. With new technologies like cross-laminated timber and biomass energy, the historic sector has a chance to overcome obstacles of the last few decades and restore jobs in our state's logging communities." The time is now 6:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the Spectrum Network will bring full services to more than 1,500 homes in Ellsworth as a part of their new expansion program.
But first, let's get a quick look at your forecast. Those temperatures do not seem to be warming up. We got a high of 65 today, a little bit of breeze. Should be cool out there with some sunshine. Tonight, it'll be clear. That breeze sticks around into tomorrow. Those temperatures are getting all the way down to the mid-40s tonight. And tomorrow, we're back up in the mid-60s with more sunshine on the way.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace fit the the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
Oversharing can be weird.
How you doing, buddy? I'm more excited than a mosquito flying into a nudist colony.
Overshare with Family Feud.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC7.
You took money to buy a car for someone else?
Yes, I'm like a middleman.
And you give money to a complete stranger.
I just trust her. So what happened to his money?
You, ma'am, are a scammer.
Hot Bench. Thursday at 3 on ABC7.
The town of Brownville named 3 of its bridges in honor of citizens who lost their lives fighting for our country. Matthew Jaronczyk has more on this touching tribute.
For purple mountains, majesties.
Wednesday morning, the Brownville community gathered at 3 of its bridges to rename them after 3 veterans who lost their lives fighting overseas. Gary Larson, who lost his brother Stanley Larson while defending Outpost Harry during the Korean War, says the recognition shows how much the town cares about those who served.
It says that the people here in Brownville appreciate the sacrifices that he made, and we as a family, appreciate all that the town has done.
The bridge renaming process began early last October when Brownville Junction Historical Society member Dan Peters presented a proposal at a select persons meeting, with Senator Paul Davis moving into legislature to sign. The bridge in Brownville Village will now be known as the Stanley Smith Larson Memorial Bridge. The Brownville Junction Bridge will be renamed as the Edward Fredonia Stone Memorial Bridge, and the Millinocket Road Bridge was rededicated as the Eldon Howard Cale Memorial Bridge. In front of each bridge, the color guard started off a ceremony, which was followed by a prayer and comments from Senator Davis and Representative Richard Evans. Davis says this is a way we can thank those who put their lives on the line for us.
Remember the sacrifice that they gave us. They gave their lives. They gave everything, so that we could be free.
Family members of those being honored also had the chance to say a few words. The day was an emotional roller coaster for many of these families.
It's great that they've done this in his honor. He did give his life for his country, and at a young age, leaving 5 kids behind.
For us, to have this bridge named after him is extremely special, given that it wasn't just him that served. He served along with 3 of his brothers, and he was the one that didn't come home.
Peters said that people who cross the bridge should be grateful for the lives they currently have.
I would like people to view the sign as they cross the bridge, to come to a realization that freedom is not free. I would like everyone to live their lives as Stanley Smith Larson dreamed of living his.
Reporting from Brownville, Matthew Jaronczyk, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Charter Communications has extended broadband services in the city of Ellsworth. The company says it's all part of its investment of more than $3 million in projects in rural Maine. The Spectrum Fiber Optic Network Expansion Project will bring full spectrum services to more than 1,500 homes in Ellsworth. City Manager Glenn Moshier says it's a step forward in the goal of expanding broadband access to everyone who lives in Ellsworth.
Since the pandemic, the city staff has worked really hard at finding new opportunities and ways to expand broadband throughout the city of Ellsworth, with the ultimate goal of bringing 100% to all of the citizens in the city of Ellsworth to have high speed, reliable, and affordable broadband.
Charter Communications estimates there are still about 46,000 Mainers who still don't have high-speed internet access. A spokesperson says the company is working hard to change that number and expand broadband to more Mainers.
And we're 15 minutes past the top of the hour. Coming up after the break, a few Maine schools have been listed as the best higher education institutions in the region.
Plus, a potential massive rail strike could deal another blow to the U.S. economy. We'll have this and more when we come back.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Offensive and divisive. That's Paul LePage's legacy. But it's not just what he said as governor. It's what he did. LePage slashed funding for cancer screenings for women. He refused to invest in clean energy, kicked over 1,000 seniors off their prescription drug program, and even opposed funding to Meals on Wheels. So, if that's what Paul LePage did last time he was governor, we can't send him back. The top funder of A Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard to buy for a relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Three Maine schools are among the best higher education institutions in the region. U.S. News and World Report's 2023 Best Colleges list named the University of Maine at Presque Isle among the top tier of best regional colleges in the North. It also named the school in the top 10 regional colleges for graduates with the least debt and the top 30 regional colleges in the North for social mobility. University of Maine at Presque Isle President Ray Rice says it's an honor to be recognized in 4 categories.
It really tells us that the efforts we're making to ensure that the programs are not only affordable, but also that they're structured in a way that it helps our students to succeed. It shows us that we're definitely doing the right thing.
The University of Maine and University of Maine at Machias ranked in the top performers on social mobility and top public schools. The University of Maine at Machias also was included on the list of top national liberal arts colleges.
It's shaping up to be an interesting school year as ongoing teacher shortages continue straining districts nationwide. Fox's Jackie Ibanez has more on which areas are experiencing some of the toughest challenges. Plus, a look at a controversial strategy hoping to provide some relief.
Good morning, everyone. So excited to see you. Back to school season may be in full swing.
It is a nightmare.
But districts across the country are still grappling with ongoing teacher shortages, fueled in part by the pandemic and its aftermath.
The shortage in Florida is due to several factors. Many of them are happening across the country, such as lack of adequate salaries, lack of support, cost of living.
Educators say staffing gaps are also due to districts being unable to hire enough qualified employees fast enough, with fields like special ed and bilingual education especially impacted.
Those students need small group instruction so that their individual needs can be met.
While the problems stem nationwide, schools in the South are predominantly feeling the pinch, leaving some states to implement a variety of solutions. In Florida, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis recently signed into law the Military Veteran Certification Pathway Program, letting veterans with no prior experience teach in the classroom.
I think that there's veterans out there that can be in the classroom and make an immediate impact. Absolutely.
Veterans can achieve a temporary 5-year teaching certificate if they've served a minimum of 48 months of active duty, have at least 60 college credits, and a minimum 2.5 GPA, as well as clear a background check and pass a Florida State subject area exam. Opponents call the move worrisome, citing how teaching is more than just having a love for kids. It requires several years of critical training. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
The time is now 6:20.
And let's get Devin Biggs back in here with another check of our forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Chevrolet Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomas, and Town Line. Chevrolet Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Chevrolet Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, things looking pretty decent out there this morning. No fog in the area, hardly any clouds either. We'll be partly cloudy overall today with an area of low pressure that's just off toward our north and east. So with that in mind, we have a cold front right nearby, but the area of low pressure and high pressure nearby, these two areas close together, giving us a gusty northwest wind that can reach up to about 30 miles per hour today and backing off a little bit tonight, but still active for tomorrow. Let's check in on the tropics right now. We haven't done that in a while, though, with Fiona not being the only system out there, moving toward the west at about 14 miles per hour. With sustaining winds up to 50 miles per hour, and this one might be worth tracking, though, because even though it is a little lopsided with all the storms on its east side, but look where it's headed. It's heading towards the northwest and a little bit to the west as well, remaining as a tropical storm, but heading toward the islands out there, maybe getting close toward the U.S. coast in the longer-term forecast. So this will be a system that we'll have to keep an eye on as it does develop. It could give us some issues in the long-term forecast, but of course several days away at this point. Back here at home, though, gusty winds will be an issue out there, with some of those winds reaching up to about 30 miles per hour in a few spots later on this afternoon, backing off a little bit overnight tonight, but still some winds up to 20 to 25 miles per hour in a few areas, then gradually backing off as we head towards your Friday as well. Average high is 71 degrees. A lot of 60s on the chart here for the next several days, though. Even next Monday and Tuesday looking a little cool with lower 60s. That will be on the way. Futurecast moving forward, a gusty northwest wind today, maybe a few passing clouds, otherwise a decent amount of sunshine as well. Mostly clear later on tonight. You might try to get a little bit of fog going, but with the wind out there, most of us should be okay. But even through parts of tomorrow, a lot of sunshine on the way, maybe a few passing clouds as the wind slowly starts to back off in a few areas. So your forecast for today, middle 60s, partly cloudy and windy. Northwest wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, middle 40s, mostly clear and breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And for your Friday, middle 60s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Chevrolet Toyota. Looking pretty good out there. Will be partly cloudy the next few days. Temperatures in the 60s. Then rain chances moving Sunday and Monday. Highs in the 60s.
Do you hate throwing away food that's gone bad? Does your pantry look like a bad disaster? What if you could keep your food as fresh as the day you bought it and vacuum seal any ingredient? Eric Thies here with my new portable, powerful PowerXL Duo NutriSealer. This incredible breakthrough in technology can savor any flavor while it seals in the freshness. What's the secret? The Duo NutriSealer will remove all the air. Once all the air is removed, the air pressure detection system is automatically activated and seals your bag tight. And it's the only patented handheld sealer that creates double seals. The Duo has a floating hinge and a built-in slicer to make bags of any size. You can even seal through liquid. Don't let its small compact size fool you. With just one touch of a button, the Duo seals any bag, and it will stay bonded until you open it, guaranteed. The Duo NutriSealer locks in nutrients and freshness, so you can keep your food 5 times longer. Prep and freeze delicious meals, or buy wholesale and seal individual packs and save up to 60%. Our bags are BPA free, microwave safe, and will never leach. Now you can get my PowerXL Duo NutriSealer for only 3 payments of $33.33. Plus, it comes with an ironclad 1-year VIP guarantee protection plan and my recipe book filled with marinades for super delicious meals. We're still not done. Order now and you'll receive an entire year's worth of bags. That's a $50 value, yours free. And we'll also include free shipping. All this is a $300 value, yours today for only 3 payments of $33.33. Remember, this is a special TV-only offer. So call or go to PowerXLDuo.com right now.
Call 1-800-553-7034 or go to PowerXLDuo.com.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
On to your national news. A potential massive rail strike that may occur tomorrow could deal another blow to the U.S. economy. 7 unions representing more than 90,000 workers at the nation's freight railroads. The workers want salary increases and back pay for hours worked since 2020.
It's an industry steeped in Omaha history. But railroad workers want to be on the fast track towards change.
I think that the railroad workers deserve every penny that they make.
Attorney Joseph Hall says railroad workers are demanding the same kind of improvements as other employees.
A lot of them want to be able to have a better life than what they were doing pre-pandemic.
But moving in that direction could come with a cost unless a deal is struck or Congress intervenes.
This is hitting at a time that is really going to affect the state. We move a tremendous amount by rail.
In supply chain expert Scott Swenseth's words, a strike could be devastating.
We don't have other mechanisms where we can pick up the slack at this point.
And it would compound 2 years of supply chain strife.
We're already in an inflationary period, and this from a dollar standpoint is going to be another hit on that.
Especially in Nebraska, where one main industry, agriculture, rides on the success of another, railroads running smooth.
If they're perishable, we could potentially lose a season of some of those items.
Coming to the table this week could keep supply chain disruption from picking up speed.
Is it going to completely shut it down? No, but it's going to make things worse for a while if this does happen.
Big tech executives return to Capitol Hill. Their testimony comes one day after a Twitter whistleblower spoke about security concerns about the platform. Fox News congressional correspondent Chad Pergram has more from Washington.
Big heat on big tech. Current and former executives of Twitter, Meta, and TikTok appeared before the Senate's Homeland Security Committee. Senators warned that their algorithms could amplify domestic threats. Former Facebook exec Brian Boland says it's difficult to determine who sees an increase in harmful content.
Facebook is now moving towards a TikTok model, where it's not just friends and family content, it is unconnected, algorithmically driven content.
Also at issue, the input of foreign countries on platforms, such as TikTok. Security officials have advised lawmakers against using the platform due to the amount of personal information the Chinese-owned company can access.
We do have employees based in China. We also have very strict access controls around the type of data that they can access and where that data is stored.
At a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on Tuesday, the former security chief at Twitter, Peter Mudge-Zatko, testified that there's the potential for foreign agents to work undercover at the company.
If you placed somebody in Twitter, as I believe that, as we know has happened, it would be very difficult to Twitter to find them.
Senators Lindsey Graham and Elizabeth Warren are trying to create a regulatory commission to protect social media consumers. Graham argues that requiring companies to hold a license could encourage them to improve security measures. Section 230 of the Communications Act of 1996 shields social media companies from litigation about their content, and Congress is stymied trying to reform Section 230. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, the Bangor Historical Society is hosting a night of games and prizes in order to fundraise.
And a ski resort in Maine will be changing their name. This is more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Hey everyone, Emerald Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my French door Air Fryer 360. This is my biggest air fryer yet. Extra large 26-quart capacity. Cook with up to 70% less calories from fat than deep frying. That's a big deal, my friend. It's all about the Air Crisp technology. 360 degrees of superheated air gives you fast, even cooking. With 24 preset cooking functions, doesn't get any easier, folks. My 10-in-1 French door air fryer 360s grills, air fries, dehydrates, roasts, bakes, broils, proofs, slow cooks, and toasts. I mean, this baby does it all. These French doors are a game changer. I mean, look at how easy that is. One-handed. It's super stylish and super easy to use. Every kitchen needs one of these.
Cook for your entire family in one compact kitchen appliance. Now find out how you can try Emeril Lagasse's 26-quart French door air fryer 360 with 3 cooking tiers, fetch tool, air frying rack, and drip tray in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. Order now and you'll also get Emeril's Air Fryer Favorites recipe book. And we'll automatically upgrade you to our bonus cooking kit free. You get bonus number 1, the baking pan to broil and bake family-sized meals. Bonus number 2, the crisper basket for golden, delicious air-fried food without oil. Bonus number 3, the rotisserie spit set for the most delicious chicken you've ever tasted. Bonus number 4, our grill plate to sizzle succulent steaks. And a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, find out how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so call or click now to order.
You're gonna love it. I guarantee it.
To order and take advantage of this TV-only offer, call 1-800-738-2613. That's 1-800-738-2613 or go to EmerilFrenchDoor360.com. Call today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
It's Thursday, September 15th of 2022. We are halfway through September already. Where's time gone?
I don't know. I love September too much.
I know. It's going quickly. August went fast. September is going. I mean, sooner or later, we're going to be dressed up. It's going to be hell.
I have no concept of time anyways, Joe. I don't know.
Well, we got a couple birthdays today. Actor Tommy Lee Jones and director Oliver Stone both turned 76 today.
Henry Charles Albert David Windsor is 38. We know him better as Prince Harry. And today is National Double Cheeseburger Day, brought to you by the American Heart Association. We think they're advertising it.
We had to look up a video, and it was on Facebook from, I think it was actually 2019 or 2020. The American Heart Association put up a healthy style of eating burgers, adding avocados, doing different type of buns and everything, you know, making sure you use 90% lean beef instead. You know, it was kind of funny. It was good.
I prefer using 80% lean because then you really don't have to grease the pan. You probably wouldn't have to either way, but
that's a good thing because when you're sitting there doing dishes and you're like, oh, I don't want to do dishes.
Right. Just you wipe it out. I use cast iron anyways, so no soap on the cast iron pan.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to talk to Dave Simpson on that because Kayla Heavey and him used to discuss that a lot.
He agrees.
Oh, he does agree. Yeah.
And we got into it. I got into it with our cameraman over soap on the cast iron pan because sometimes I will. Just a little bit.
Just a little
bit. If I do eggs in it or something, but he's like, no.
Does it still work?
It breaks the seal.
It's working.
It does work.
As long as it works.
It works for me.
Well, these temperatures are certainly working for us. We love it. It's nice and cool. Let's throw it over to Devin Biggs for another check of our forecast.
And thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Alrighty, so things are pretty quiet out there, at least in the radar department, though things are looking pretty decent out there this morning. However, the wind's going to be the biggest issue out there today with some gusty winds reaching up to about 30 miles per hour in a few spots, so otherwise, we're looking pretty decent out there. Nothing ridiculous going on across the region as high pressure will be moving in and keeping us nice. But we do have chances for rain out beyond the way soon. We have an area of low pressure moving away from us now, so maybe a few clouds, but the big story today will be the wind. But high pressure will begin to move in soon and ease things up. There'll be a gusty northwest wind today with some sustained winds up to about 20 miles per hour at times, but gradually backing off a little bit later on tonight, but still a little breezy again as we head towards tomorrow as well. So your forecast for today, middle 60s, partly cloudy and windy, with that northwest wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour. Later on tonight, middle 40s, mostly clear and breezy, northwest wind gusting up to about 25 miles per hour at times. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, maybe a few clouds, but otherwise a lot of sunshine with temperatures in the 60s and some gusty winds. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
What's old is new again at Pleasant Mountain. The name change comes after more than 30 years, and the resort says it's all to pay homage to its roots. This is the mountain's new logo. Pleasant Mountain is the physical name of the mountain where the ski resort resides in Bridgeton. It was changed to Shawnee Peak back in the 80s when a company out of Pennsylvania purchased the resort.
But through the years, that name really resonated with those who grew up skiing there. And now with the original Pleasant Mountain name is making a return. The owner says they hope to honor the past while looking into the future.
I mean, I think that is the intention, really, is to go back to honor everything that's happened here historically, all the firsts that we had, along with being the first resort in Maine. We had the first ski patrol, we had the first chairlift in Maine. There's so many different things to celebrate.
The name change also comes with the changes at the mountain itself, including new signs and a new website. Pleasant Mountain hasn't said yet when they plan to open this year. And yesterday was opening day at the Oxford County Fair. The 4-day event is at the fairgrounds off of Puddle Road in Oxford.
And there are a number of new events this year, including lawnmower races, a redneck truck pull, and a cornhole tournament, just to name a few. And of course, all the traditional favorites are there too, the apple pie contest and the ox pulling event.
Let's have a look in on the opening day.
We like to go see the livestock and all the different animals.
I like the animals. We're not really into the rides.
Yeah, we're animal people. Just get into the barns and look around. And despite my accent, I really do like the animals a lot.
I came to this fair to see the livestock. I enjoy to get a chance to pet them and talk to them. I looked also at the Midway. They have a good offering there.
What they should know is these cattle are well taken care of. The stick sounds worse than it is. These people all care very greatly for their animals. They're all athletes. They're all conditioned. They truly care about this sport. And most of these people are here as a family ordeal, not just one or two, a whole group of family, multiple generation. It's a big part of agriculture in the state of Maine. Every event we have here we think is big. We've got sheep shows, we've got cattle shows, we've got cattle pulling, we've got the 4-H and youth barn right full of livestock exhibits, youngsters right up through. So everything here is a big event, we feel like, at the fair.
The Bangor Historical Society is hosting a night at the museum, If Portraits Could Talk. Next Wednesday, September 21st, you can join the team for a fundraising night at the Thomas A. Hill House on Union Street in Bangor. The goal of the event is to solve a mystery puzzle using different clues and finding your way around the museum.
We're going to be having clues leading to different objects and parts and pieces of different paintings to kind of tell this story. So you got to take the hints and find the correct painting or object or clothing that we're going to have out.
The mystery puzzle will have 2 levels, one family-friendly and less intense, and one for experienced puzzle devotees.
Bishop says the night will be full of mystery, with most of the evening based on historical events with some creativity mixed in. Devil's Half Acre Distillery will be sampling some drinks, and Bishop said there will be plenty of food as you take your journey back in time. Tickets start at $25 for members and $40 for non-members. And he did mention yesterday that it is $25 just to join as a member. And there's plenty of props to go with it. So if you have any information on that, check out their Facebook or website.
I was wondering. That's a good tidbit. I would love to be a member of BHS.
It was first time I've ever gone in there. It was amazing. I was like a little kid in a candy shop. It was the coolest thing.
I've been meaning to. And we've had Matt Bishop on the show before. Yep. He's awesome. And he works there. He's a pro at what he does.
He is a pro at what he does.
Yeah. Well, still to come here this morning, it's been a busy week for high school soccer. Tyler Cruz will have the details when we return.
We'll be right back.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Whether you're racing to pick up the kids or a quarter mile, make sure you get to the finish line in record time. Give your car the race car treatment with the brand trusted by the Napa Racing Team. Pick up a gear wrench socket set for your garage at any of our 29 locations. And while you're here, sign up for the Napa Rewards. You'll save more each time you shop. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Hey, how are ya?
I got your order back this way.
How are ya?
Hey, how are you doing?
Come on in, sit down.
We're your neighbor, your friend, your banker. Skowhegan Savings.
Sign up for You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Pick who you think is going to win and compete against other fans for prizes.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. A busy Wednesday in the soccer world up here. Two big local matchups to get to. We will start there. Game 1 takes us over to Union Street. John Baptist girls hosting Ellsworth. Both teams battling in this one. Scoreless in the first. That's where we'll start. Crusaders on the corner. Samantha Ismail places this one perfectly. Aubrey Hanscom uses the body to knock it in for the first goal of the game. What a pass there. We are still in the first. Claire Gaetani on the throw-in. This one finds, guess who? Aubrey Hanscom. She gets around the defender and beats the keeper there. 2-0 John Baptist. But Ellsworth, they would fire back after the Crusaders can't get this one cleared. It is Addison Atherton, the sophomore, getting the Eagles on the board. All right, moving on now. We are tied here in the second. Baptist threatening again, and look who it is, using the left foot to get this one to go. The hat trick for Aubrey Hanscom. Ellsworth would score again late, and that tie would not be broken. 3-3, the final in that one. So a lot of goals there. Let's see what the nightcap has in store. Hamden and Brewer, which is up 1-0 at the half. Broncos with a chance here while it was changing batteries, but Grady Venetestein and the Brewer defense is there to turn them away. Later on, Broncos with a chance on a great cross here from Colin McKay. Aaron Donovan for the tie. Goes over the net. Field goal's good, but the goal is not. Brewer now with a shot to extend the lead here. It's Drew Hodgins, but look at that diving stop from Sam Burnham. He is fired up, but despite all of his efforts, both teams are held scoreless in the second half. Venetestein and the Witches post their third straight shutout victory. 1-0 is the final in that one. All right, we will head now to some news out of the University of Maine. Field hockey has been rolling lately. Some really good play from Mia Borley in net, and on Tuesday, Borley was recognized for those efforts. She was named the America East Defensive Player of the Week. She posted an 8-save shutout on Friday, her 15th as a Black Bear, and then stopped 8 of 9 shots on goal on Sunday, leading Maine to 2 weekend victories, finishing that weekend with a .5 goals allowed average and a .942 save percentage. Maine looks to stay hot. Sunday the 18th, they head to Northeastern to wrap up their non-conference schedule. All right, let's head to some baseball now. I don't think the Red Sox are making the playoffs this year. I hate to break it to all of you who may be pulling for that small chance, but as for the Sea Dogs, they needed one win to clinch a playoff spot heading into the night on Wednesday, their first playoff spot in 8 years. The Dogs are in Somerset Wednesday with the chance to pop some bottles. Tuesday night, the Sea Dogs pulled out an extra innings thriller, beating the Patriots 10-9 and 11. Portland won tonight at Wednesday as well, 12-7. They will meet Somerset in the division championship round beginning next Tuesday at Hadlock. We spoke with manager Chad Epperson before the Dogs' trip to New York about the Red Sox-Yankees AA playoff showdown.
You look at the schedule and you start seeing Somerset right at the end, who obviously is a big rival and our parent club all the way down through our system. So you kind of had an idea it was probably going to come down to that if we were going to be in it, and sure enough, here we are.
It's always fun being in a playoff chase. As a player, no matter what level you're on, you always want to win a championship.
All right, that's the goal. Always want to win a championship. Let's move on now to the Patriots. They are on to Pittsburgh this week, on the road again, facing the Steelers. They're a little banged up after that Week 1 loss to Miami. Almost adding injury to insult, right? Mac Jones had x-rays on his back. Those came back negative. That's still something to watch. He was a full participant Wednesday in practice, and they lost their lone touchdown scorer, Ty Montgomery. He was one of my favorite offseason pickups. He was moved to the injured reserve list earlier in the week with an ankle injury, as if the offense could get any less productive. They're now preparing for a Pittsburgh defense that forced 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions in Week 1, but they still needed overtime and some luck to take a win over Cincy. Coach Belichick says that Pats offense, they're in for a treat this week down in Pittsburgh.
just overall a good complementary defense. Linebackers are fast. They have a good front. They play a lot of people. And their secondary is kind of a ball hawking secondary. They go after the ball and read the quarterback well. Do a good job of breaking on the throw and closing space quickly. It's an athletic defense with some good, powerful people inside.
Talkative. That's all the time we have in sports. We'll be right back.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Just as cooler weather comes along, so does another great offer from Renewal by Andersen. All this month, $300 off each of our energy-efficient windows, $800 off each door, nothing down, no payments or interest for 12 months for qualified buyers. Schedule a free in-home consultation at rbagreatermaine.com.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop is now open in Newport. Our unique building is a converted 1800s single-family home that we've given a new life to. A home for treasures, from antiques, collectibles, unique gifts, and so much more. Come make the rounds throughout the many rooms on all 3 floors as you wander back in time or find a unique gift that's perfect for that special someone or that hard-to-buy-for relative. So come visit us today. Leona May's Antique and Gift Shop, 147 Main Street, Newport.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Millinocket, is sponsored by West Branch Wellness, the Katahdin region's premier med and head shop. Exceptional products, even better service. The Katahdin General Store, an agency liquor store with a new takeout menu, souvenirs, and all your outdoor essentials. And Davis Pharmacy, offering home medical equipment, respiratory services and supplies, pharmacy services and gifts. Stop in or call today.
And with Thursday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
After the massive Tuesday sell-off, Wednesday's trading saw the Nasdaq rise 0.7%, the S&P was up 0.3%, and the Dow finished up 0.1%. The looming railroad strike this week is already putting parts of the Northeast in an energy bind. Trains carrying fuel to northeastern states have already been sidetracked in case contract talks fail. Stocks of heating oil and diesel are at their lowest levels in more than 20 years. The Biden administration plans on spending $900 million taxpayer dollars to build a national EV charging network. President Biden has set a goal of installing 500,000 chargers across the country. On the other hand, the 2024 Mustang was unveiled by Ford at the auto show in Detroit. It's the first redesign of the Mustang in a decade. It keeps a reliable and powerful gas engine under the hood for 2024. I'm Leo Jonathan with Thursday's Business on ABC 7.
The cost of living is rising, and the majority of people say they can't keep up. Fox's Jerry Willis has the story.
A day after new government data confirmed inflation is still at stubbornly high levels, a new consumer survey shows more than half of Americans struggling to keep up with rising prices. 55% of working Americans, surveyed by Bankrate.com, say their income has not kept up with inflation, that even as 48% received raises in the past 12 months. Now, economists telling us that even though pay increases have risen at the fastest rate in 20 years, household budgets still getting squeezed further and further. Listen.
We've seen savings levels come down. We've seen credit card debt levels go up. I think a lot of households having to lean against one or the other to bridge the gap where the income stops.
Meanwhile, Census Bureau data showing Americans as a whole have experienced 2 years in a row of declining or flat household income. Median 2021 income hitting $70,800, slightly lower than 2020's $71,200 income declines. By the way, coming even after significant government spending on COVID relief. You're familiar with that. The Census Bureau also saying, and this is a surprise that a lot of people didn't cover, U.S. income inequality rose to a record during Biden's first year. The Bureau saying the income share of the lowest 80% shrank in 2021 and rose for the top 20%. The data showing 23.5% of total income went to the top 5% of American households. That compares to 23% in 2020. Back to you.
And now here's Devin Biggs with one final look at our forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1, Rockland, Thomas, and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. All right, things looking pretty decent out there this morning. No fog in the area, hardly any clouds either. We'll be partly cloudy overall today with an area of low pressure that's just off toward our north and east. So with that in mind, we have a cold front right nearby, but the area of low pressure and high pressure nearby these two areas close together, giving us a gusty northwest wind that can reach up to about 30 miles per hour today and backing off a little bit tonight, but still active for tomorrow. Let's check in on the tropics right now. We haven't done that in a while, though, with Fiona not being the only system out there, moving toward the west at about 14 miles per hour. With sustained winds up to 50 miles per hour, and this one might be worth tracking, though, because even though it is a little lopsided with all the storms on its east side, but look where it's headed. It's heading towards the northwest and a little bit to the west as well, remaining as a tropical storm, but heading toward the islands out there, maybe getting close toward the U.S. coast in the longer-term forecast. So this will be a system that we'll have to keep an eye on as it does develop. It could give us some issues in the long-term forecast, but of course several days away at this point. Back here at home, though, gusty winds will be an issue out there, with some of those winds reaching up to about 30 miles per hour in a few spots later on this afternoon, backing off a little bit overnight tonight, but still some winds up to 20 to 25 miles per hour in a few areas, then gradually backing off as we head towards your Friday as well. Average high is 71 degrees. A lot of 60s on the chart here for the next several days, though. Even next Monday and Tuesday looking a little cool, with lower 60s that'll be on the way. Futurecast moving forward, a gusty northwest wind today, maybe a few passing clouds, otherwise a decent amount of sunshine as well. Mostly clear later on tonight. You might try to get a little bit of fog going, but with the wind out there, most of us should be okay. But even through parts of tomorrow, a lot of sunshine on the way, maybe a few passing clouds as the wind slowly starts to back off in a few areas. So your forecast for today, middle 60s, partly cloudy and windy. Northwest wind getting up to about 30 miles per hour at times. Later on tonight, middle 40s, mostly clear and breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. And for your Friday, middle 60s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota. Looking pretty good out there. Will be partly cloudy the next few days. Temperatures in the 60s. Then rain chances moving Sunday and Monday. Highs in the 60s.
Offensive and divisive. That's Paul LePage's legacy. But it's not just what he said as governor. It's what he did. LePage slashed funding for cancer screenings for women. He refused to invest in clean energy, kicked over 1,000 seniors off their prescription drug program, and even opposed funding to Meals on Wheels. So, if that's what Paul LePage did last time he was governor, we can't send him back. The top funder of A Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
The signs of summer are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field. And a day at the lake brings the family together. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort, serving northern Maine to Portland. With the push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever summer brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
Cold case in Alaska. Her death is part of a pattern, and we need to show who's to blame.
We're going to break this story.
The law.
I've been a judge for 40 years. Don't waste my time.
If you break it,
You didn't pay rent.
you'll pay for it.
It's my show. Nobody cares whether you have a personality or not.
Weeknights at 5 on ABC 7.
How many of you are guilty of using the same 3 or 4 spices over and over while ignoring all the others that are buried in the back of your spice cabinet? If that sounds like you, then today we're going to hopefully change that. Let's start off by digging out that bottle of curry, which hasn't seen the light of day in months, so we can make it the star of today's recipe. In a food processor or blender, we combine a jar of roasted red peppers that we've drained, along with some chopped onions, some chicken broth, coconut milk, and a good amount of curry powder. We puree this until it's smooth, which takes just seconds. Now we pour this into a skillet, and once it simmers, we stir in some chickpeas and grated carrots. Now we add some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but if you prefer, you can use chicken breasts. Okay, we let this simmer until the sauce thickens up and the chicken is cooked through. Once it's done and you take a whiff of the rich curry sauce, you'll wonder why you don't use this spice more often. To get the recipe for what we call our quick chicken curry, which is super tasty, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a spiced up way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
An Army veteran walks for the first time in almost 10 years, thanks to an exoskeleton. Richard Nider suffered a spinal cord injury while serving during Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was confined to a wheelchair for almost 10 years.
Nider describes what it was like when he walked again on Monday thanks to an exoskeleton from the company Rewalk Robotics.
Getting in the machine, and at first the machine's moving a little slow, and you're trying to outwalk the machine with your upper body. Complete independence, being able to be on my feet, be eye to eye with everybody. I can be a stand-up guy again, not just a role model.
Nider is looking forward to his upcoming cross-country motorcycle trip with his exoskeleton in the sidecar.
Is the love for hot coffee cooling off? A report in the New York Times suggests that might be the case, with more young people drinking iced coffee. Starbucks reported in August that 75% of their sales between April and June were those of cold beverages. The company attributed this to Gen Z.
Now, even more, the coffee chain says cold drinks have represented at least 60% of their sales since April 2021. But why do young customers prefer their drinks cold? Many drinkers say they don't like to wait for their coffee to cool off, while others say the iced drinks are more fun to sip on. That's a tough one. I mean, a lot of the data outside from April of 2021 was around the summer months, so obviously that's going to play into somewhat of a factor. But it's a switch up. I mean, I like hot coffee in the morning. Today's a perfect day. It's 50-something degrees outside. Nice cup of hot coffee. But
I agree.
The iced coffee lasts longer because nothing's worse than drinking cold hot coffee.
I do seem to notice though that younger people do seem to prefer it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, Good Morning America is next on ABC 7.
Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That's coming up next on Fox 22. We hope you have a great Thursday.
Your personal information gets exposed so often, it might as well be hanging in a museum. Everyday activities like online shopping, banking, and even data breaches may expose your information and make it dangerously easy to have your identity stolen. No wonder there's a new victim every 3 seconds.
Someone stole my information and tried to buy a car in my name. Felt really devastating, frightened, because I had no control.
And the ways identity thieves can steal and use your information are constantly evolving.
Someone used my information to open up bank accounts in my name. It was terrifying, not knowing what was out there and what had been opened.
Watching your accounts or monitoring your credit may not be enough, but protecting your identity can be easy with LifeLock, a leader in identity theft protection. LifeLock monitors threats to your identity, and if an issue is detected, sends you an alert.
It was a big yes or a big no button. I clicked "That's not me," and LifeLock took it from there.
If you are a victim of identity theft, a dedicated